All right, welcome back. So last time we dove into Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor's incredible work. Today we're going to get really practical. We're going to talk about how to actually work with the four characters in your brain, every single day. So let's just jump right in.
So let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like different parts of you are all pulling in different directions? One part of you is like, I have to finish this project, but another part is just desperate to get outside for a walk. And maybe a third is still hung up on a conversation from yesterday. Well, guess what? That's not a bug, it's a feature. In fact, that feeling is the key to this whole framework.
Okay, so let's meet the team, the cast of characters inside your head. Dr. Taylor has laid out these four really distinct, and this is important, healthy and necessary characters that we all have. The big thing to get right away is that these aren't problems we need to fix. They're just different parts of our functional brain.
First up, we've got character one. I like to think of this one as your brain's project manager. This is the part of you that is all about making lists, setting goals, organizing everything in a nice, neat little boxes. It lives for details, for logic, and it's constantly managing the past and thinking about the future.
Next, we have character two. This is your inner storyteller. This is the part that holds your personal history, the part that defines who you are, to your family, at work, in your community. When this character is running the show, life is really all about relationships and the emotional stories we tell ourselves.
All right, now let's hop over to the right side of the brain for character three. You can think of this one as your body's wisdom. It's not about language, it's about feeling. It's that rush of excitement, the warmth of the sun on your skin, or that instant vibe you get from someone before you've even said a word to each other.
And finally, we have character four. This is the one Dr. Taylor really connected with so profoundly during her stroke. This character sees the big picture. It's just expansive, compassionate, and totally plugged into the present moment, with no judgment. It's that place of deep, profound peace.
Okay, so when you see them all laid out side by side like this, it's pretty cool, right? You can really see the split. The two left brain characters, they're all about time, past and future, and language. The two on the right, they're totally in the present moment. But here is the most important takeaway. None of these is the real you. They are all essential, healthy functions of your brain.
So, you've got this team of four in your head. The big question is, how do you work with them? How do you stop one of them from just completely taking over the whole show? Well, Dr. Taylor's core practice for this is something she calls the Brain Huddle. And the Brain Huddle is, it's so simple it's almost deceptive. It's really just a quick internal pause, a timeout. Before you fire off that email, or before you answer a tricky question, or make a big decision, you just pause. You check in. And the whole point isn't to control or shut any character up. It's just a simple, tiny act of noticing who's active. It's literally just 3 steps. And you can do it anytime, anywhere. Step 1, pause. Just take a breath. Step 2, notice who's on deck. Who's present? Is your anxious character 2 spinning a story? Is your supercritical character 1 getting ready to make a judgment? And then step 3, you just acknowledge them. Like, hey, character 2, I hear you. Got it. Thank you.
And this right here is a really important point. This is not a formal 20-minute meditation you sit down to do once a day. No, this is a micro practice. It's something you do dozens of times a day, just weaving these little moments of awareness right into the fabric of your life.
Okay, so as you start doing this, something really interesting happens. This simple practice naturally brings up a much deeper question. And honestly, it's a question that kind of changes the whole game.
Just think about it for a second. When you do a brain huddle and you can see your character 1 is busy planning and your character 3 feels kind of playful, well, who is it that's doing the noticing? If you stick with this, you start to get a sense of this capacity within you that is actually separate from all 4 of those characters.
This noticer is what we're calling the meta-communicator. And let's be super clear on this. This is not a secret 5th character. It's more like an internal witness or an observer. It's the part of your awareness that can track the other 4 without getting sucked into their drama. And the cool thing is, it gets stronger every single time you do a brain huddle.
Yeah, this table really lays out the difference perfectly. Think of it this way. The 4 characters are the actors on the stage. They're the ones acting, emoting, telling their stories. The metacommunicator, that's you in the audience. It just watches, it notices, it tracks what's happening, and by doing that, it creates this little bit of space, and in that space, that's where you find real choice.
All right, let's look at another really practical tool that can help make all this internal stuff a little more, tangible.
Believe it or not, a simple pen and paper can be a game changer for seeing your characters in action. See, writing by hand literally slows you down. It forces those racing thoughts out of your head and onto the page where you can actually look at them. And if you do this over time, you'll start to see patterns. You might even notice that different characters have different handwriting or use different words or are always worried about the same things.
But this is a really important distinction. The goal here is not to journal, not to write some beautiful reflective piece or to process your emotions. The goal is pure observation. You're just externalizing your stream of consciousness so that your meta-communicator, that observer, can get a clear look at it without getting tangled up.
And this whole idea of slowing down and observing, it actually points to a really important sequence, a kind of order of operations for how we deal with our super fast-paced modern world.
The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's also kind of profound. It's this: when we take a moment first to clarify what's going on inside, do a brain huddle, maybe do some of that thinking on paper, then when we turn to technology, our use of it becomes way more focused and effective. We get clear on our intention, and then we use the fast tools to execute.
So just to be totally clear, this is not an anti-technology message. Nobody's saying you should throw away your phone or avoid AI. It's simply a decision about sequencing. It's awareness first, amplification second. It's all about using these amazing tools from a place of conscious choice, instead of just mindlessly reacting. Okay, so finally, let's just zoom out for a second and put all of this into its proper context, so we can really get what the ultimate purpose is here.
This whole practice actually lives within a larger framework, an ecology of practice called dreaming thought into being. And the whole point of this is not self-help. It's not about optimizing yourself or becoming some perfect version of you. It's really about learning how to consciously and skillfully participate in the way we think, and by extension, the reality we create.
So at the end of the day, this whole thing isn't about fixing yourself, because none of these characters are broken. They're all necessary. The entire goal is to restore our ability to choose by becoming more aware. And that really leaves us with a big, powerful question to take with us. What really becomes possible when that choice is restored?